The mentally challenged right-wing host Dave Rubin decided to do a segment here trying to Trump-splain why he ended up doing the illegal and offensive war against Iran with Israel and Netanyahu, okay? So we call them the axis of Epstein. The U.S. and Israel is the axis of Epstein, and they launched this war against Iran. Iran, by the way, had agreed just hours before they were attacked. They had agreed to the strictest restrictions on the uranium enrichment. 0 enriched stockpile is what they had agreed to, and then they were attacked literally hours later. And Netanyahu did a video where he said, "I've been yearning to do this attack for 40 years." So they're basically admitting, we were never interested in peace. It was all a ruse. It was all fake. It was all a con job. Because at the end of the day, we wanted to do that regime change. More importantly, we want Iran to be a failed state. That's what Netanyahu wants. He wants Iran to be a failed state so that Israel could take over more of the Middle East and not have any regional adversary. Okay? So here is Dave Rubin. He's going to talk about this, and boy, oh boy, does he make quite an argument. Listen to this.
I think the way you can look at this, I haven't heard anyone else say this, but this seems to me...
I wonder why you haven't heard anybody else say this. Wait for it.
...to be the war to end all wars. I know that's like bumper stickery and whatever, but it's the war to say no more of this, no more state-sponsored jihadism all over the place. And once that happens, once these countries calm down and things start turning, and we know the Gulf states are thriving because they've put aside some of this jihadist lunacy, people will start being more successful, and more successful, flourishing people are less inclined to become crazy radicals. And that's not what the people of Iran want. It is not what they had when they had the Shah of Iran.
So if you didn't follow that argument, allow me to break it down for you a little bit. Trump is doing this massive illegal and offensive war against a country that didn't attack us because he wanted to do a war to end all wars. So, like, if you really think about it, he's warmongering for peace. Sort of like having sex for virginity. That's what he's doing here. He's eating to fast. That's what it is. Like, that's the goal. So, like, he's warmongering, he's murdering, he's killing, he's dropping bombs, he's threatening, he's doing all that in the name of peace. Bro, I tell you, there's no doubt Orwell is rolling over in his motherfucking grave right now, bro. Orwell is rolling over in his he's watching this going, damn, I didn't know I was that accurate. I didn't know I hit the nail on the head that aggressively. And this is what we've seen. You guys remember the video compilations that came out within the first 3 days of this war, where you have half the MAGA Republicans going, this isn't a war. This is a special military operation. Don't call this a war. This isn't a war. There's no indication this is a war. And then you have the other half of the MAGA Republicans going, the reason we're doing this war is because it's the right thing to do and because Iran had it coming and X, Y, and Z. So it was just like back, forth. It's a war. It's not a war. It's war. It's not a war. It's war. It's not a war. It's a war. It's not a war. They couldn't even get on the same page for that. And you think these incompetent dipshits are capable of actually handling any of the serious issues that rise as a result of this? I mean, no chance, no shot whatsoever. But think about the level of political commentary you've achieved when you go out there on your show and with a straight face say, Trump is warmongering for peace. Trump is doing war to end all wars. Yeah, man, almost like, so should they call it, I don't know, say, the Great War? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? There already was a Great War? Oh, okay. By the way, the same argument here was like the same argument that was used around nuking Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hey, if we do this, everybody will know war's got to be a thing of the past. This is unacceptable, right? And oh, what's that? Oh, they already nuked Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they thought that would also be a war to end all wars, and it wasn't a war. Like, you got to do a little better, Dave. You know, write out some notes before you come on air, bro. Give yourself a framework of an argument. Like, flesh something out before you go on air, and you just sort of fart out the dumbest thing anybody's ever heard. Like, you really just argued that he's doing this war because he wants to end wars? And this is the genius the other day, by the way, who couldn't figure out why Iran was attacking the Gulf Arab states. He made it like it was some sort of big gotcha against them. Like, look at how much Iran is warmongering. They're attacking the Gulf Arab states. That's so unhinged. Like, hold on. It didn't occur to you that that's because they have our fucking military bases there and they're being attacked from those bases? That didn't fucking occur to you? Or did you know that and you were lying and you were just hiding it? But like, I don't know how anybody, I'll say this again. I don't know how anybody watches this. I have no idea how fucking anybody watches this. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for him watching this. Jesus Christ. But by the way, Dave Rubin was one of the guys who for the longest time would say, hey, a good reason to support Trump is because Donald Trump is anti-war. He was one of the chief people who made that argument. He never did a mea culpa. He never held the L. He never said, you know what, I'm done with this. He just moves on as if, no, Trump is doing war, but now doing war is actually anti-war. So Dave Rubin did not disagree when Trump started bombing fishing boats from Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago and Colombia. He didn't say shit. Well, he was celebrating the regime change in Venezuela. He was totally cool with Trump bombing Yemen and Somalia and Nigeria. He's totally cool with the threatening of Greenland and Panama and Canada and Cuba and Mexico. He was cool when Trump said he wants to reinvade Afghanistan and take Bagram Air Base back. He pretended like it was a big deal when Trump did the fake peace agreement and let Israel keep murdering Palestinians. So, Mr. I'm supporting Trump because he's anti-war. With all the warmongering shit Trump did, he didn't budge an inch. If anything, now he's using the wars as evidence that he loves peace. Again, at this point, I don't even know why you're doing a show, bro. I don't know who this is for. But I hope the regime is paying you well. I hope they are.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.